Welcome to Adventures by D. This is part 2 of things that we find overrated at Disney parks, just based on our experience. It's stuff that we have tried because we've seen it on vlogs, or I listen to a lot of Disney podcasts, so they hook you and they pull you in, or maybe they should pull you in. So we've tried some just kind of out of curiosity, and some just because we wanted to do it. So to learn some of our overrated things, you can also watch part 1. So let's get started.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with.
Can I start?
Yeah, you start.
Yeah, we'll see. So in Disneyland, to me, an overrated thing is the chicken at the plaza.
The Plaza Inn.
So we've heard the best fried chicken anywhere in the world is at the Plaza Inn. It's so good. You would have to go to Disney just to eat this fried chicken.
Like, we just watched a video and the person was like, you need to go to the Plaza Inn and get the fried chicken.
I've listened to podcasts. I could call them out on the Diz, Pete has said, oh my God, you've got to eat the fried chicken. Disney Food Blog talks about, oh my God, you've got to eat the fried chicken. I listen to podcasts and they talk about how great the fried chicken is at the plaza.
But I just want to say, like, nothing against Disney or these people.
No.
It's just our own experience.
And to put this in terms, when you tell me it's the best fried chicken, then when I go, I'm expecting something mind-blowing. If you just tell me it's a good warm meal in an amusement park, then I would be okay. But I did get the fried chicken, and spoiler alert, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it, but it was not, to me, the best fried chicken I'd ever had in my life.
I don't think. I stick to.
Did you taste it?
I don't know. I stick to like the kids' food. I'm over here with the mac and was this breakfast?
No, we were at the Plaza Inn twice. We went for dinner at Disneyland, and then we did a character meal with the mini dine with mini. There was a mini dining thing.
Oh yeah.
We ate there.
So those characters, they were like okay, but it was like you get like 2 at a time, and then you wouldn't get anyone because they'd all be in the other part
For breakfast?
Yeah. And then, like, I think one time all 3 of them came to our table at once, so you're kind of rushing to get through all of them. But, like, they had, like, Max and characters that you normally don't see, but...
Captain Hook?
Yeah, Captain Hook was there. That was cool.
Who was your favorite character from that? She's actually one of my favorite characters of all time because of that, our interaction there. So I'll say there was...
She.
Captain Hook is a girl? I'm not talking about Captain Hook. I have a picture of me with Captain Hook.
What are you talking about?
The fairy godmother. Do you remember the fairy godmother?
Oh, that was,
She was at the Plaza Inn.
Yeah, the fairy.
For the breakfast. So in the morning in Disneyland, they have a character breakfast that is a buffet. Buffet was kind of weird. It's a little bit disjointed. I couldn't figure out where stuff was. It's not like a traditional buffet, because that same place in the afternoon and the evening is a quick service. You go up and you order, and then you get a tray and you get your plate. Kind of like a meat and 2 sides type place, like Piccadilly, kind of like that. And so, they have meatloaf, fried chicken. I don't know what else. They had other stuff. So I, of course, got the fried chicken when we went for dinner, and I enjoyed it. It had mashed potatoes and other sides. But for me to say that's the best fried chicken I've ever had, or even best fried chicken on Disney property, I'm going to say no, it's not. So that to me was overrated.
Definitely.
Yeah. But the characters in the morning, especially the fairy godmother, not only was she really nice and talked to us for a long time, she saw us later in the park and remembered us that day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
No, I remember
she remembered us.
It was really...
So we really had a good time with her. And of course, I loved meeting Captain Hook. I mean, who wouldn't? What girl wouldn't want to meet Captain Hook? So we have pictures of that we could show you.
Yeah. All right. Should we move on?
We can.
All right, now I'm going to put up 3 words: Hollywood and Vine.
Hollywood and Vine. Overrated.
So when we first, this was a long time ago, so I don't exactly remember, but I remember waiting the longest time just to get a seat. And was it like Christmas when we were there?
It was New Year's.
So I wouldn't say they made you get a picture with Goofy, but like,
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they made you get a picture with Goofy, and they were like, okay, you guys gonna go get a picture with Goofy? Before we even got seated, we were like, well, we have all of our bags. And then they're like, oh, okay, come back after your place is down. And we're like, okay, because we were really hungry. And so it was kind of like, it was fun meeting Goofy, but it wasn't.
So we were there over New Year's. I think it was 2017 to 2018, so a couple years ago. And there is no waiting inside for Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah.
You actually wait outside. There's benches outside. And unfortunately for us, it was very cold. It was very, very cold. It was probably in the 40s or the 30s. It was extremely cold, and we had to sit out there. And the reservation, they ran so late. I think they took us like an hour after our reservation time. We had a reservation, and in the freezing cold, it was miserable. There's nowhere. And then as soon as you get inside, they're shoving you in front of Goofy, and you're freezing cold. And if you flip that, imagine it's 95 degrees outside and it's exceptionally hot, because there wouldn't be any difference in that, because there isn't anywhere to sit except these benches in the sun as opposed to the cold. There wasn't like warm heaters or anything out there. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. And then, we got our picture. We sat down, and the characters are kind of run through really fast. You meet I think you meet Mickey, Donald, Daisy, or Mickey, Minnie. It might be Minnie, like Minnie's thing.
I remember Daisy coming.
Minnie, Daisy, Mickey, I don't know. And Goofy, you take a picture with, he doesn't walk around.
And the food, it was like, it wasn't
good.
It was like cafeteria food, kind of.
Yeah, it's a buffet, but the food wasn't very good. And we were so hungry and so cold. And we finally sit down, and then you just kind of look at the food, and you're like, And I'm not a picky eater. I'm not really, and some people had decimated the salad bar and some other stuff. And the desserts, there wasn't like anything. It was like these little like things. You guys got a lot. There wasn't any desserts. It was like worthless almost to me. And while it sounds like, oh, you're being so picky, I mean, that thing was like $75 a person or whatever it was. It was over 50, and it was nowhere near worth that at all. The characters ran through, and then with these character buffets, you're concerned about, can I get up because the characters are coming or not? And the timing was a little off. We weren't grumpy or anything, and the lady that served us was really nice, but
you could go get up for a couple of 10-20 minutes, and then you could come back.
I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back at all. I wouldn't. And I think in the morning they have the Disney Junior kids there. Matter of fact, one time I had mistakenly made a reservation for your daddy and I when we were there for a birthday for him, and I had to call up and cancel it when I realized it was like Disney Junior characters on there, because
everybody
we've
since on. It's good.
No, but so we had changed it. Maybe breakfast would be better because it's breakfast food, but the other food there, it was okay.
And it could have changed over the years, because we haven't been back there in a couple of years. So I'd say,
it was a meal.
Hopefully it changed.
It was New Year's.
It's cold.
It was very cold, and it wasn't worth it. And quite honestly, I wouldn't go back. And we haven't.
Yeah.
We've been a few times since and have not booked it again. I know some people think it's their favorite. I don't know what they've seen that we've seen.
Okay, so I have, sorry, I'm trying to.
How about?
I think. Okay, I have a snack.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I wouldn't say most overrated. It was still good, but it didn't live up to its expectations. Is the corn dog Disneyland. they were really big, and I wasn't really that hungry when we got them. So maybe it was just me, but they weren't that good. They were like I need ketchup to eat this with, or else it won't be good.
So I was starving. We hadn't had lunch, and I think we traveled in that morning. It was like the first thing we did when we got into the park, if I remember correctly. And we went to the cart in Disneyland that serves the famous corn dogs. Because when you watch all these vloggers, all you hear is you have to have a corn dog. And the best corn dog is at that cart right off of Main Street. I think it's red, whatever the cart is. And so we waited in this long line, and we did get them, and we were able to sit down at chairs, I think in front of the Plaza Inn, it turns out. And there was a parade going by while it was happening.
Oh yeah, I
remember the parade. And so I thought the corn dogs were fine. It was fine. It was a corn dog, just like you get at a fair or anywhere else. I guess maybe it was a little puffier, but you're right. You had to eat it with ketchup.
Best corn dog I've ever.
It was fine. It was fine. But the best thing you've ever eaten in your life is a corn dog. And you could get apple slices or I want to say chips.
Yeah, it's like, or the French fries. Like,
I don't think they had French fries. Yeah. Did they?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's been a couple years now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's all mine.
That's all yours?
Yeah.
Do you know another overrated thing?
What?
Would be in Disney World, in Adventureland. There's a stand that's not where you get the Dole Whips, but it's when you're heading towards the front of the park, near the Jungle Cruise. And it's called Sunshine, and it's a Dole Whip type thing, but it's orange. So it has orange mixed with
the Dole Whip.
Something, maybe vanilla soft serve. Yeah. It's an orange, but it's not like an orange Dole Whip. It's not a sweetened. You could call it sorbet. It's not. I guess it's like a sorbet mixed with it. That thing wasn't that great.
No,
it was okay. It wasn't great. No,
it wasn't.
No, and we actually don't get many snacks. Been by the cheeseburger egg roll cart, and they're $8, and they give you 2. And I'm thinking, I'm sure they're wonderful, but like that just doesn't seem like the value. I'd rather get the cheeseburger for $8 than 2 egg rolls. I feel like it would fill me up more. So we haven't done it yet. Just looking at the cost. Another overrated thing. Navi River Journey.
Oh my God, how could I?
In Pandora.
That ride, the amount of time you have to wait just to go on like a typical boat ride. The only good thing was like the animatronic that was like
the shaman.
Yeah, it was dancing and it was doing the
That was
stuff.
the most amazing thing. You're going through, you see the lights, like you're in Pandora, you see foliage, you hear little noises, you might see like some butterfly thing flying, I don't know. And you keep thinking, wow, what are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? And then here comes in the shaman singing and moving, chanting, and then the ride's done.
Yeah, and it's like,
and you're like, how much time did we just spend? It seems like a lead up to something, and you don't ever get there except for the shaman. And I'm like, why isn't there more than one shaman throughout this or something? So while it's wonderful, like.
I think we had a fast pass.
We did.
Yeah,
I couldn't get Flight of Passage, so I got Navi River Journey. And so would I go on it again? Sure. And I probably use the fast pass. I wouldn't use my 3. I'd do an extra one.
I would go on it if we either had a fast pass or if the wait was 5 minutes.
I might wait 20 for it.
I would wait.
We've
10,
only
10
we've only ridden it once.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
And there's like so much hype about this whole new Pandora thing because Star Wars had Toy Story opened yet?
No,
none of the other parks had opened yet, and it's like, well, they're adding new stuff, so this could be really cool. And the amount of time they spent on it, just to have one animatronic that was really cool and that looked really good, but then no other animatronics, no like drops, like
you like the drops apparently. I'm okay with that. I don't need a drop, but
like It wasn't.
It seemed that it should be more than it was. It was
Yeah.
very nice what was there, but you thought it was leading to something. You see the shaman and it's over, from what I remember. And you're like, that shaman is amazing, that animatronic. But I don't know, there's like a throwdown going on behind us here, apparently, with the animals.
Hey everyone. So I just wanted to jump in and say that I am having to cut this video in half because we talked for about an hour, but then part 1 was 20 minutes. So then part 3, it's like 30 plus minutes. And my editor is not allowing me to download this to my phone so I can get it uploaded to YouTube. So now I'm having to cut it in half. So I just deleted all of my work that I've edited for the other half. But yeah, so this video is gonna cut off in a weird way, and the start of part 3's video, it's going to end in a weird way, because we say this is part 2 and stuff, but this is the part 2, next video is part 3. Yeah, so make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you agree with us, and what are some overrated things you think. And as always, may the adventures be with you.